What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck is that?
This is a term you thought you would never hear me say in a video. Good morning, everyone. Because I'm not a morning person. I actually really don't sleep. I'm always up at 2 or 3 in the morning, and it's 3 in the morning. But we're here for a special reason, to film part of a surprise from my wife. So we're on a stealth mission to surprise her with something in the morning. And the first thing we're going to do is we have to start with the segment of what we call What's in the Box. And I've been hiding this in the house for a while. And what's in this box is a gift from my wife. It's actually something I've wanted for myself since I was a child. I've always wanted something like this, but I couldn't afford it when I was a kid. I've had some cheap knockoffs, but I never had something like actually nice like this. But there's a story behind this. So my wife, her car is kind of on that, should we get rid of it because it's starting to give us trouble, or should we fix it situation. And one of the things that happened is her radio stopped working. So she hasn't had a radio in a while. And if you're not familiar with how radios are, a lot of times with newer cars, you really can't replace them like you used to anymore because they control so much of your car. But I did some research, and her car is a little bit older, and there was some extra pieces and parts you have to buy to make stuff like your accessory power and your steering wheel controls, but that stuff's there. But we did find a way to make the radio work. So now she's gonna have this really nice JVC big screen DVD player, Android Auto. Oh, it's gonna be so nice. So the plan is, while she's sleeping, to get this installed in the car. I could turn this into like a how to install a radio video, but I think it's going to be more of a reactions video, because just like when we got engaged, I had like hidden cameras and caught that moment, and I love that I have that moment forever. So I want to try to see if when we go somewhere tomorrow and I see that initial reaction as she gets in the car, have that captured on film. It would have been even better if I could have gotten this where we were going to work and I had the cameras in there and she was driving herself, versus tomorrow where we're going to go somewhere together. But, I'll take what I can get. So we got to get this installed. I'm going to have to, get the car up here and be as quiet as I can. I'm actually pretty tired. Normally I'm awake because I naturally wake up, but my dog is what just woke me up for like the 5th time this night. So I'm really tired. So we gotta figure out how to rip her car apart, put a new radio in, and how to use all the other gadgets and pieces that I had to get to make this work. Not the best filming conditions, but this is what I'm working with. Because we're doing a midnight stealth mission, I don't want to move the car into the garage to work on it. I don't have enough space in there anyway, so I'm working with my headlamp to see what I'm doing, which means I can't film with the camera on my head like I was planning. But I got the first, the big major part done, that first unclipping of the panel, and it's not good because her car is like so old and it's so brittle that like most of her snaps don't snap, they break. And so that one broke. That one's intact. That one broke. That one broke. So it's going to be tricky business getting everything back together. We'll do our best. And then even the collar for the shifter, you're just supposed to pop it down. And just in the process of sliding it down, it just cracked. So that's what Florida weather will do to you. But we're still making progress. Let's get this unbolted, and then we can start getting into the fun part. All right, making progress. So old radio is out safely. Kind of getting the inside done here. Some of these different pieces and parts, like this, I like using these. Normally, when I was younger and I used to do radio stuff, these were the ones we always used. You bend them into shape for your kit, and it lets you use these quick release tabs. Unfortunately, checked, there's no way to make that work, so I had to put these side brackets on. But now I'm looking at, there's a vanity plate here, and that won't work on here either. So, you know, sometimes you get parts you don't use. So this is how it's going to look. As you can see, emulates that, so it's just going to bolt up. And those broken tabs, we now have nice new ones, which is nice. So there's at least a few places for stuff to lock. And we've been working on wire harness. So we have an antenna adapter, and there's a couple of things to connect here. And they gave us posy taps. I just saw them right there. Posy taps are pretty cool if you've never used them before. When I was working on my other motorcycle, my old one, these are what I use because they're super, super small. And if you get the right ones, they're actually water resistant. We got remote, reverse, parking, switch. So let's very carefully strip this. So take our two wires. Twist. Needs them in. So this is just like, it causes friction on the inside to hold those wires in place so that your twist can't come undone, and it gives you some strain relief. So that's cool. There you go. All the rest of this harness should be good to go. Let's see, this one's plug and play for the parking switch. Okay. All right, so we're kind of at a big moment of truth. I don't have everything hooked back up, but the radio should be in and functional. I got my little USB over here so she can plug USB media in there, and you can probably do firmware updates. And the radio unit is in here, and it looks well centered, and you can get to the disk drive in here. So all those things look good. This is the accessory thing back down there. It was working, it beeped at me. Don't have all the other auxiliary stuff hooked up. Hopefully it's not required. But let's start the car, see if we get a radio, but most importantly, see if the radio works and gives us sound, because that was what was broken. The old radio turned on, but there was no sound, no volume. I think the amplifier section went out. So let's try this out. That's good. Camera demo. That's good enough for now. Well, I hear stuff. Where do we go? Android Auto, I guess. We just need to change the frequency to something that actually exists. There we go. 98.7. I haven't listened to the radio in so damn long. Holy crap. I don't think she will either, but at least now she has the option. 97.9, I think, is our station.
Juicy, fresh from Florida
Oh, shit.
watermelon. The best part
Oh,
of
she's gonna be so
summer is
happy.
already here.
Oh, this is so
Find
nice.
locally grown Florida watermelon
All right, let's finish
wherever
buttoning
you
it up
shop. Just look for the
before she
Summer
wakes up.
Fresh from Florida logo.
So this has actually worked out really well. That's a nice fit. For now, the hands-free mic, we just kind of use some like Velcro or adhesives and just kind of put it here because I don't have a great opportunity to route it to the top headliner. And even though we had broken snaps, as I thought about it, I didn't break all those snaps because I broke maybe one because I found the plastic that came with it, and all the rest of them were missing the plastic, so they were broken way before me. But everything still actually snaps nicely and securely, especially because the radio frame itself actually gave us new snaps, so that's nice. So it looks like we're ready to put the shifter knob back on and maybe go get 10 minutes of sleep. And then tomorrow I look forward to the fun part, the surprising part, just like our engagement video that I have. So let's put it back together.
Normally I don't. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck is that? What? What is that?
What is what?
What is that? What is this?
I don't know.
Patrick Mosley. Let me get some air conditioning on. What is this? And how the fuck did you do this?
I think it's a warning message. It just says don't drive while listening to the radio.
I love you. And I'm so grateful for you.